What is up, guys? Team Red back again, and I am bringing you a Phantom Knight hero deck. Really recently in a major tournament, a guy got pretty far with Phantom Knight heroes, and I kind of wanted to put my own spin on it, so here we go. Alright, before we even start, I just wanted to explain the one of the main ideas of the deck. Now, the main monster you want to get out is Isolde, because it then leads into so many other options, because it can search a monster but you can't summon it, just to make it clear, but you can discard it. And also you can send equip spells to special summon warrior monsters from your deck, and they can still get their effects. So anything, from 1 to 4, you can have 4 equip spells, and you can summon anything from 1 to 4 to help extend or start your plays. And one of the main hero monsters that you want in your grave as fast as you can is Malicious, because it can then start special summoning other copies of itself from the deck. So the two big ideas of this deck is 1, getting Isolde out as fast as possible, and 2, getting Malicious into the grave as fast as possible. So to start things off, we have our Phantom Knight cards. These, when they're in the grave, they can banish themselves and do all other stuff. So they can search other cards, and they can send cards from the deck to the grave. Ancient Cloak is probably the worst one. It can add Phantom Knight cards from the deck to the hand when it banishes itself, but that's all it really does. At least Ragged Boots can special summon itself if there's a Phantom Knight on the field, and Ragged Gloves help extend plays by sending Phantom Knight cards from the deck to the grave. So yeah, only play 2 of each. Alright, moving on, we have our hero monsters. Vision Hero Vion you play 3 of, because it's your main normal summon of the deck, and it can send any hero monster from your deck to the grave. And guess what? Your main target is actually Malicious, so it makes it instant live. And also you can send Shadow Mist to search for any hero monster. So for example, you can normal summon Vion, send Shadow Mist to the grave, and then search for Malicious, and then discard it for with your nightmare monsters, and then it makes it live. So yeah, those are some of the things that you can do. Destiny Hero Plasma, really you just needed one more monster to search with Isolde, and you're playing Destiny Heroes, so I just thought, why not play Plasma, because if not, you're not really playing a Destiny Hero deck. And the blanket monster negation is always nice, and it forces your opponent to play a beatdown match unless they can remove it with card effects. So yeah, so that's the hero monsters. Alright, moving on, here are some additional warrior monsters, and they're really here for consistency. Junk Forward can special summon itself, and it's a level 3, so it makes going into Invoker way easier. Armageddon Knight, it's really a 4th copy of your Vision Hero Vion. Kegemucha Knight, I play a lot of level 3 monsters, and I rely on summoning them. So, for example, your Phantom Knights, and later on I'll show you my Lone Fire Blossoms and Predator Plant monsters, and even Junk Forward. So it really makes those monsters capable of going into Invoker easier, and a Invoker target then is Goku Suprex, which then leads into Octo Stretch from Isolde, and then you can summon them back by searching Goku Rematch. So summoning Invoker can lead to quite a decent field, because it goes into Invoker, goes into Isolde by summoning Goku Suprex, and Suprex searches Rematch, and then Isolde can special summon Octo Stretch from the deck, and then you can link them away and then use Goku Rematch to summon them back to the field. So it's a nice combo to extend your plays. And look, as you're playing 60 cards, you're not really going to draw into them that often. Even then, even if you draw into it, you can just normal summon them or whatever, so it's not that bad. So yeah, these cards here are mainly used for consistency and play starters. Ibli for your nightmare combos and to lock your opponent out, and that's always fun, forcing them to battle to get rid of it. These are really self-explanatory. It helps me find my Brilliant Fusion easier, and my Gem Knight and my Trick Clown is used for the Brilliant Fusion sending effect. And I just love these because Invoker's generic. You just need 2 level 3s. So after you searched Brilliant Fusion, you can make Invoker and then do your Goki play and then use Brilliant Fusion. So it's nice, and it leads into quite a lot of combos and shenanigans. Hand traps to play the game. I need a second Ash, but I'll probably get that at some point. Alright, moving on to the spells. This is pretty self-explanatory if you know what heroes do. Hero Lives gets you Shadow Mist, and then you search your Mask Change. It's really good for baiting opponent Ash Blossoms as well. So yeah, it just really, at the end of the day, it gets you an extra warrior monster on the field. So half my life points, I don't really care if I can explode. Brilliant Fusion, you know what it does. Cold by the Grave, you know what it does, because these sort of decks really hate being Ash Blossomed or other hand traps, so you gotta play them. 2 Hornet Drones, because extra monsters on the field equals fun times. Moving on to the one-off spells, I got my Reinforcement of the Army, searches any warrior monster that's level 4 or lower, Vion, and Junk Forward, Foolish Burial to send any monsters to the grave, I think that's for malicious maybe, and Transmodify. It really just helps fix really awkward hands. Sometimes you have Phantom Knights in your hand and you normal summon them and you're like, oh well, what do I do now? Well, Transmodify gets you into Shadow Mist, and it searches a Mask Change as well. So it really just fixes awkward hands. I just play 1 Monster Reborn and Goki Rematch for the Invoker Goki Suplex combo. And we have our equip spells. It can be any 4 equip spells. The other 3 are pretty random, but I try to pick ones that you know, can still help you even if you draw into them. Black Pendant, Metal Shift, Metal Silver Armor, and Overdone Burial. But the main one here is your Divine Sword Phoenix Blade, because you can keep on you can keep getting it back into your hand by banishing warrior monsters from your graveyard, and you can keep discarding it for the nightmare monsters and also Topologic Gumbler. So yeah, the main one is Phoenix Blade, the other 3, it's all up to you. And then finally we play our 2 traps. Brigadine gets your extra monster on the field, and it's searchable by the Phantom Knight cards, and also Fogblade, because negating and cancelling their attack is always nice to stall. Alright, to finish things off, we have our extra deck. For fusion monsters, I play 1 Darklaw and 1 Seraphonite. You only need 1 of each. I wanted to play 2 Darklaws, but the extra deck is really tight. So I'm just playing with 1, and it's worked okay so far. Moving on, we play our 1 Xyz monster, MX Saber Invoker. You can make this really easily, and it helps you get into your Isolde plays a lot easier, and also leads into the Goki plays, which can get pretty ridiculous when it gets going. So yeah, you play a lot of level 3s and you overlay them and then you explode. So it's a key monster in our combos. Moving on to the Link monsters, of course, we have to play 2 Isoldes. It's the main boss that you're summoning to help you get into your other monsters, and it's all around really good. Next is our Nightmare monsters. You know what they are, you know what they do, and they get really annoying and helps you plus a lot. And for to finish things off, I play 1 Trigate, 1 Gumbler, because taking cards out of your opponent's hand is always funny. Borrowload, because Borrowload can just get over a lot of stuff. Firewall to recover anything and also enable more Link plays. Griffin just to lock things out, and 1 Proxy Dragon.